Hello and welcome to Mouse in the Mitten Trivia Pod, a podcast where you can test your Disney trivia knowledge over a variety of topics. My name's Court and I will be your host. Our game will consist of 5 rounds of 6 questions covering everything from your basic Disney knowledge to some unknown facts. Each question is worth 1 point unless otherwise noted. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mouse in the Mitten. And if you're watching us over on YouTube, make sure you give us a thumbs up, turn on that bell for notifications right after you subscribe. And there's a lot that goes into a Disney vacation. There's where are you going to stay? How are you going to get from point A to point B? Dining reservations, Genie Plus, what to pack. If you're struggling with that list and everything that goes along with it and you need a little bit of help, feel free to reach out to me. You can email me at mouseinthemitten@gmail.com. Would love to help get everything squared away to make it the most magical vacation that you possibly can. Now, last week we did see the passing of a legend in Richard Sherman, and he was one of the iconic partners in the Sherman Brothers. It was him and his brother, and they had their fingerprints all over Disney in the music area. So we're going to start round 1 as a dedication to the Sherman Brothers, to everything they've brought to Disney. So let's get started with question number 1. What attraction song is one of the best known Sherman songs and was at one point covered by Zazu from The Lion King? Question number 2. Name the 2013 movie that saw B.J. Novak and Jason Schwartzman portray the Sherman Brothers and the process of writing the music for Mary Poppins. Question number 3. What is widely known as Walt Disney's favorite song, and he would have the brothers play for him frequently on Fridays? Question number 4. What 1961 Disney movie was the first movie they contributed all of the music for? Question number 5. Name the 1971 theater production that was the first with music from the Sherman Brothers. And question number 6. What was the name of the musical that was written about the history of the Sherman Brothers? All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music, and then I will return to give you those answers. All right, let's give you some answers here on the Sherman Brothers and the legacy that they left at Disney. So question number 1. What attraction song is one of the best known Sherman songs and was at one point covered by Zazu in The Lion King? Well, that is It's a Small World After All. Obviously, we're talking about the ride, and it's kind of funny. When Sherman talked about the 50th anniversary of the parks and everything else like that, he said either half the people that he meets want to kiss him because of this song or they want to kill him. And that's, I don't know a better iteration than that right there. Question number 2. Name the 2013 movie that saw B.J. Novak and Jason Schwartzman portray the Sherman Brothers and the process of writing the music for Mary Poppins. Well, that is Saving Mr. Banks, a fantastic movie. Both B.J. and Jason did a great job portraying them and their personalities. It was a lot of fun, and they did a great job of capturing the sessions that they were as they were writing the music for Mary Poppins. Question number 3. What is widely known as Walt Disney's favorite song, and he would have the brothers play for him frequently on Fridays? Well, that would be Feed the Birds. Matter of fact, in the 100th anniversary special that aired on ABC, Richard actually played this song at his ripe age, and it's amazing that he could still play it from memory on Walt's piano. It was like a muscle memory almost. He sat down and it just flowed out of him. It was really cool. And then in that short that they made with all the different characters celebrating the 100th anniversary, that was the song that you hear in the background when Mickey is staring at Walt's picture. Question number 4. What 1961 Disney movie was the first movie that they contributed all of the music for? Well, that is The Parent Trap. This is the OG Parent Trap, not the new one. Yes, they did contribute some of the music for the new one as well, but they wrote a lot of the music for the first one, and that's because it was kind of a musical. So that one makes a little more sense. Question number 5. Name the 1971 theater production that was the first with music from the Sherman Brothers. That would be Victory Canteen. Now, this is not a very well-known musical, but this is the one that they wrote all the music for together that did get some traction in the Broadway world. Last but not least, question number 6. What was the name of the musical that was written about the history of the Sherman Brothers? Well, that is A Spoonful of Sherman. Obviously, one of their best known movies is Mary Poppins. So to kind of go hand in hand with that, with A Spoonful of Sherman, definitely cool. Now, it's been a little while. It had some success, but I would have liked to see it to kind of see the history of it. But it's not around right now. Chances are it might be revamped. We'll have to wait and see. But again, a legacy that was left by a fantastic music duo. Continuing on now into round number 2. Round number 2 is our fast facts. For this round, we have simple questions that have simple answers. For today's category, we are titling this the Sherman Brothers songs. So for this round, what's going to happen is I'm going to give you a Sherman Brothers song lyric. You just have to tell me what is the name of that song. So let's get started with question number 1. It's a world of laughter and a world of tears. Question number 2. The bird of paradise is an elegant bird. It likes to be seen and loves to be heard. Question number 3. A robin feathering his nest has very little time to rest while gathering his bits of twine and twig. Question number 4. Is at the heart of all creation, right at the start of everything that's new. Question number 5. A square with a horn makes you wish you weren't born every time he plays. And question number 6. You're uncategorical, a fuel-burning oracle. All right, let's give you some answers. Now, I have to admit, I have a music memory, so all of these I can really answer pretty quick. Obviously, I wrote them, so it's a little bit easier for me as well, but my music memory, it really comes in handy with these types of categories. But let's get answers to question number 1. It's a world of laughter and a world of tears. We're talking about It's a Small World. Again, can't talk about the Sherman Brothers without this song. This is one of their most recognizable songs outside of anything that they did with Mary Poppins. This is the most recognizable song. I remember talking to my mom. I had a music box with like a dancing teddy bear that would dance to the song. So yeah, it's very recognizable. Question number 2. The birds of paradise is an elegant bird. It likes to be seen and loves to be heard. That is the Tiki 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 Room. Yeah, this is one of the songs from the Tiki Room. All part of the show, all part of the fun that came with it as well. Question number 3. A robin feathering his nest has very little time to rest while gathering his bits of twine and twig. Of course, this is A Spoonful of Sugar. It sure makes the medicine go down. Of course, I had to tie this back into Mary Poppins at some point. This is one of their best songs, and somehow coming up with the word supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, I mean, that just shows their creativity. Question number 4. Is at the heart of all creation, right at the start of everything that's new. This is Journey into Imagination, One Little Spark. Yes, they wrote Figment's song. I found it hard to believe, but it makes sense. You figure Figment came around in the late 80s. They were still active with Disney at that point. So yeah, that would make sense as well. Question number 5. A square with a horn makes you wish you weren't born every time he plays. Oh, rinky dinky dinky. That's Everybody Wants to Be a Cat. Basically, I still think that they had 3 songs and mashed it into one, because that's pretty much what this is. It's 3 songs in one, but still a memorable one. Last but not least, question number 6. You're uncategorical, a fuel-burning oracle. That is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Now, again, classic. Yes, they also helped to contribute the music to the Broadway version of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, but again, Just some fantastic songs, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. So we remember the Sherman Brothers, we remember Richard as he passed away last week, and just all their contributions to Disney. All right, let us continue on into round number 3. Round number 3 is our connecting the circles. For this round, I will ask you 5 questions that may or may not be Disney related, but the answers do relate somehow through Disney, and that's going to be your 6th and final question in the round is what is that connection? So let's get started with question number 1. Where can you experience the backside of water? O2H. O2H. Question number 2. What movie stars Johnny Depp, Keira Knightley, and Orlando Bloom and has seen 5 movies made in its series? Question number 3. According to a 1993 movie, who is the diamond in the rough? Question number 4. In a 1960 movie, what family flees its country to start new and ends up on a deserted island? Question number 5. What attraction saw Walt confused about how you can have birds perform multiple times an hour and not get waste everywhere until someone mentioned making those birds animatronics and becoming the smallest animatronics early on in Imagineering? And last but not least, question number 6 is what is the connection? I will give you a few seconds worth of music, try to make that connection, and then I will return. All right, let's see if we can connect those circles. So question number 1. Where can you experience the backside of water? That is the Jungle Cruise. So many puns, so many dad jokes. It's worth going on at least once. It's fun, but that is obviously one of the big ones is the backside of water, O2H, everything else like that. A classic joke. Question number 2. What movie stars Johnny Depp, Keira Knightley, and Orlando Bloom and has seen 5 movies made in the series? Well, that is Pirates of the Caribbean. Probably you got that from Johnny Depp, Keira Knightley, and Orlando Bloom, but just want to make sure you knew that as of right now, there are 5 movies in that series. Question number 3. According to a 1993 movie, who is the diamond in the rough? Well, that is Aladdin. Obviously, you got the big old cave that looks like a jaguar, comes out of the desert, and he says that he's looking for the diamond in the rough. And that is Aladdin. Question number 4. In a 1960 movie, what family flees its country to start new and ends up on a deserted island? That is the Swiss Family Robinson. They were trying to flee their country. Their boat got destroyed. They ended up on a deserted island. And it's all about how they survived, how they made it, and everything else like that. Question number 5. What attraction saw Walt confused about how you can have birds perform multiple times an hour and not get waste everywhere until someone mentioned making those birds animatronics and becoming the smallest animatronics early on in Imagineering? Well, that is, of course, the Enchanted Tiki Room. Am I making a connection to last round and the round before that with the Sherman Brothers? Maybe. Is it a valuable attraction? Yes. It gets you out of the air conditioning for a long time. Highly recommend it. So what is the connection here between these answers? Well, we had answers such as the Jungle Cruise, Pirates of the Caribbean, Aladdin, Swiss Family Robinson, and Enchanted Tiki Room. The connection there, those are all different rides and attractions in Adventureland in Disney World. Now, Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, not my jam. Maybe when my daughter is older and likes to climb and we want to burn energy, sure. Go at it. I am not about to start climbing around there in the heat and everything else like that. Tiki Room, way to get some air conditioning. Same thing with Pirates of the Caribbean, though Pirates is one of my all-time favorite rides. But definitely, all these attractions and rides in one land, add on to it the I Lava You float and the spring roll cart. You have a part of the park that I could literally stay in all day without any apologies whatsoever, including, and not forgetting, Skipper's Cantina. So a lot of fun there in that part of the park. Continuing on now into round number 4. Round number 4 is typically reserved for our movie anniversaries. So today we are talking all about the movie Cars. Now, I recently saw there's a sound bit that's going around on TikTok that is hilarious. Talking about how in the first one it's all about racing, and it's all about racing. And now Cars number 2 is all this deep-seated spy film about, oil and big gas, trying to make sure that they still have a foothold and da-da-da-da. And then Cars 3, racing. I think it's kind of funny. But we're going to focus on the first one. The OG, the first Cars movie. So all these questions have to do with cars. So let's get started with question number 1. Within 2, what year did Cars debut in the US? Question number 2. What historical route is the main focus of the movie and is where Radiator Springs sits? Question number 3. Name the hotel that is ran by Sally and Lightning stays a while in Radiator Springs. Question number 4. What country group saw one of their most successful songs as part of the movie Cars with Life is a Highway? Question number 5. What racetrack hosted the premiere of Cars the year the movie came out? And question number 6. What movie did Cars lose Best Animated Picture to at the Academy Awards? All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music, try to come up with those answers, and then I will return to get us some answers on Cars. All right, let's get us some answers here on Cars. So question number 1. Within 2, what year did Cars debut in the US? Well, it debuted on June 9, 2006. So in order to get the point there, what it has to say between 2004 and 2008. Definitely, you could see that in this movie, another leap forward in Pixar's animation and what they were able to do. Question number 2. What historical route is the main focus of the movie and is where Radiator Springs sits? Well, that is Route 66, starting in Chicago, going all the way to LA and cutting through all sorts of different parts. Definitely a historic route, and definitely it's one of those things where if I ever retire and have a bunch of money, I might be going on a road trip on that route just to experience it. Question number 3. Name the hotel that is ran by Sally that Lightning stays at while in Radiator Springs. Well, that is the Cozy Cone Motel. Recently refurbished, but it's a cool little idea about how normally cars avoid cones on the highways and the roads, but this time they're actually going to them. It's kind of a unique take. And yes, I did come up with that all on my own. So yeah, definitely a cool little part, and definitely cool to see that in Disneyland as well. Question number 4. What country group saw one of their most successful songs as part of the movie Cars with Life is a Highway? That is Rascal Flatts. Obviously, that is a cover of theirs. Yes, they did put it on their greatest hits album that came out a couple of years ago, but this is one of their most well-known songs. Anyone outside of the country music world, when you ask them about Rascal Flatts, this is usually one of the songs they come up with. Question number 5. What racetrack hosted the premiere of Cars the year that the movie came out? Well, that is Charlotte Motor Speedway. Now, back then, it was called Lowe's Motor Speedway. So if you had said either, give yourself the point there. I would accept either there. Right now, it's called Charlotte Motor Speedway. They do have some big sponsors, that sort of stuff. But back then, when the movie premiered, it was Lowe's Motor Speedway. Last but not least, question number 6. What movie did Cars lose Best Animated Picture to at the Academy Awards? Well, that was Happy Feet. I mean, you got a movie about cars versus a movie about dancing and singing penguins. Penguins are gonna win. I'm sorry. It's just the facts. Doesn't mean that Cars wasn't a great movie, because it really is. Happy Feet was also a great movie. But you got penguins singing and penguins dancing. Of course they're gonna go with the penguins. Everyone loves penguins, but I love Cars. It's a great movie. The first one is fantastic. The second one is skippable. The third one is also good. Just the first one is the best. So yeah, hopefully you get a chance to check it out on the anniversary. All right, continuing on now into round number 5. Round number 5 is titled Whistle While You Work. For this round, we're going to try something completely new. What's going to happen here is I'm going to actually whistle a Disney song. You just have to tell me what movie is that from. So I'm going to whistle the song. You're going to tell me what movie is that from. So let's get started with question number 1. Question number 2. Question number 3. Question number 4. Question number 5. And question number 6. All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music. See if you can differentiate those, and then I will return. All right, let's see if we can wrap up today's game with a little bit of my whistle in here. So let's get started with question number 1. So name this song. Hopefully you got that was from Frozen. That is Do You Want to Build a Snowman? Again, we're just looking for the name of the movie here. So if you said Frozen, give yourself the point there. Question number 2. That is, of course, Arabian Nights from Aladdin. That is, again, a classic one. A lot of fun. That one, for me, a little bit out of range, but I was able to get up there. Question number 3. That is Once Upon a Dream. That is from Sleeping Beauty. That is a classic one, and that one is actually, believe it or not, a lot of fun to whistle. Personal opinion, I guess. But yeah, that one is from Sleeping Beauty. Question number 4. That is Two Ortegas or Dos Ortegas, depending on which one you're going to go with. But yeah, that's from Encanto. So yeah, Encanto, again, great song. And maybe I didn't go. I wasn't as good as I wanted to be on that first time. I do apologize. Hopefully, you're able to kind of pick up on that by the time we got there. Question number 5. Beauty and the Beast. So obviously that's from Beauty and the Beast. Definitely, again, classic song. Got a lot of vibrato in that one. I gotta say, I'm quite proud of myself on that one. So yeah, Beauty and the Beast. Last but not least, question number 6. That is Try Everything from Zootopia. Yeah, again, if you had said Zootopia, again, I probably didn't do that great of a job the first time. Not gonna lie, I tried my best. That one's a little bit more of a tongue twister there. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy that. We might do this again. I gotta kind of see and feel out how this one went. But hopefully you enjoy that. Hopefully I didn't blow out your speakers too much as well. Well, I'm going to thank you for tuning in this week. I will return next Thursday with more questions and more fun. Make sure you're following us on social media at Mouse in the Mitten on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you're watching us over here on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, turn on that bell for notifications, give this video a thumbs up, and in the comments down below, make sure you tell us what your score is. If you're listening to us, hopefully you're following us on Apple Podcasts. Make sure you're downloading us on whatever other podcast platform you're using. Give us a 5-star review wherever you can. That way we can know how we're doing on this podcast. And again, there's a lot that goes into planning a Disney vacation. If you need some help on planning your Disney vacation to make it the most magical vacation you possibly can, feel free to email me at mouseinthemitten@gmail.com. Would love to get you all set up and get you all taken care of to make it the most magical vacation in the world. Well, as mentioned, my name's Court. The dog's name is Milo. I appreciate you tuning in this week, and I will see you next time.